Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की।
We have covered half of the song. Next week we cover another half. Translation. O wicked mind, what kind of Vaishnava do you think you are? Your pretentious show of chanting Lord Hari's holy name in a solitary place is only for the sake of attaining the false prestige of a worldly reputation. It is nothing but pure hypocrisy. Such materialistic prestige is as disgusting as the stool of a hog. Do you not know that it is only a mere illusion cast by the potency of Maya? What is the value of contemplating day and night your plans for enjoying wealth and women? All these things are only temporary. When you claim wealth as your own, it creates in your ever ever-increasing desires for material enjoyment. Your riches should be used for serving Madhava, the Lord of all wealth. Neither is it your proper place to indulge in lust for women, whose only true proprietor is Lord Yadav. The demon Ravana fought with Lord Ramchandra in order to gain the tree of worldly reputation, but that course turned out to be but a mirage cast in the desert wasteland of the Lord's illusion material potency. Please cultivate fixed determination to attain only the steady and solid platform whereupon a Vaishnava ever stands. If you neglect worshipping the Lord from this position, then you will ultimately attain a hellish existence. Why do you needlessly suffer the torment of blaspheming the devotees of Lord Hari, attempting to achieve their eminence, thereby only proving your own fruitless foolishness? The desire for spiritual eminence is easily fulfilled. When one becomes a devotee of the Lord for eternal fame, automatically follows the heels of a Vaishnava, and that fame is never to be considered a temporary worldly opulence. The relationship between a devotee and Lord Hari is devoid of even a trace of worldly illusion. It has nothing to do with the materialistic cheating propensity. The prestige of so-called popularity in the material realm is compared to a treacherous dog-eating witch, and the attempt to live in solitude to supposedly engage in unalloyed bhajan is compared to an entangled network of distraction. Please know that anyone striving in either of these ways verily lives in the hell of Maya's illusion. I shall give up chanting the Lord's name publicly in Kirtan and retire to solitude, thus sparing myself with worldly honor. Dear mind, what is the good of seeking such so-called glory? I'll always remind you that the great Sir Madhavi Khatri never deceived himself in that regard by committing theft in his own storehouse of perception the way you do. Your cheap reputation is equal to the stool of a hog. An ordinary, ambitious man like you can never be equated with the devotee of Madhavi Khatri's eminence. Under the sway of envy, you have drowned yourself in the filthy waters of material enjoyment. After having abandoned the excellent perfection of congregation. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Questions? भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, The Creation, Chapter 3, Krishna is the source of all incarnations, and text 24. Tata kalau sampravruddhe ततः कलौ संप्रवृद्धे सम्मोहाय सुराद्विषम् बुद्धो नाम्न अंजनासुतः किकटेषु भविष्यति। ततः कलौ संप्रवृद्धे सम्मोहाय सुराद्विषम् बुद्धो नाम्न अंजनासुतः किकटेषु भविष्यति। ततः कलौ संप्रवृद्धे सम्मोहाय सुराद्विषम् बुद्धो नाम्न अंजनसुतः किकटेषु भविष्यति।
ततः कलौ संप्रवृद्धे सम्मोहाय सुराद्विषम् बुद्धो नाम्ना अंजनसुतः किकटेषु भविष्यति।
तथा कलौ संप्रवृत्ते सम्मोहाय सुराद्विषाम् बुद्धो नाम्नाञ्जनसुतः किकटेषु भविष्यति।
बुद्धो नाम्ना अंजनासुतः किकटेषु भविष्यति। ततः thereafter kalau the age of Kali sampravruddhe having ensued sammohaya for the purpose of deluding Sura, the theist, Dvisha, those who are envious, Buddha, Lord Buddha, Namna, of the name, Anjana Sutaha, the son of Anjana, Lord Buddha, Kikateshu, in the province of Gaya, Bihar, Bhavishyati will take place. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhacharana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Then, in the beginning of Kali Yuga, the Lord will appear as Lord Buddha, the son of Anjana, in the province of Gaya, just for the purpose of deluding those who are envious of the faithful theist. Translation, repetition. Then, in the beginning of Kali Yuga, the Lord will appear as Lord Buddha, the son of Anjana, in the province of Gaya, just for the purpose of deluding those who are envious of the faithful thieves. It's a quite lengthy purport. We'll try to read few passages. Lord Buddha, a powerful incarnation of the personality of Godhead, appeared in the province of Gaya as the son of Anjana, and he preached his own conception of non-violence and deprecated even the animal sacrifices sanctioned in the Vedas. At the time when Lord Buddha appeared, the people in general were atheistic and preferred animal flesh to anything else. On the plea of Vedic sacrifice, every place was practically turned into a slaughterhouse, and animal killing was indulged in unrestrictedly. Lord Buddha preached non-violence, taking pity on the poor animals. He preached that he did not believe in the tenets of the Vedas and stressed the adverse psychological effects incurred by animal killing. Less intelligent men of the age of Kali, who had no faith in God, followed his principle. And for the time being, they were trained in moral discipline and non-violence, the preliminary steps for proceeding further on the faith of God realization. He deluded the atheists because such atheists who followed his principles did not believe in God, but they kept their absolute faith in Lord Buddha, who himself was the incarnation of God. Thus the faithless people were made to believe in God in the form of Lord Buddha. That was the mercy of Lord Buddha. He made the faithless faithful to him. Killing of animals before the advent of Lord Buddha was the most prominent feature of the society. They claimed that these were Vedic sacrifices. When the Vedas are not accepted through the authoritative disciplic succession, the casual readers of the Vedas are misled by the flowery language of that system of knowledge. In the Bhagavad Gita, a comment has been made on such foolish scholars. The foolish scholars of Vedic literature who do not care to receive the transcendental message through the transcendental realized source of disciplic succession are sure to be bewildered. To them, the ritualistic ceremonies are considered to be all in all. They have no depth of knowledge according to the Bhagavad Gita. The whole system of the Vedas is to lead one gradually to the path of Supreme Lord. The whole theme of Vedic literature is to know the Supreme Lord, the individual soul, the cosmic situation, and the relations between all these items. Then, when the relation is known, the relative function begins. And as a result, such a function, the ultimate goal of life, or going back to Godhead, takes place in the easiest manner. Unfortunately, unauthorized scholars of the Vedas become captivated by the purificatory ceremonies only, and natural progress is checked thereby. To such bewildered persons of atheistic propensity, Lord Buddha is the emblem of theism. He therefore, first of all, wanted to check the habit of animal killing. The animal killers are dangerous elements on the path of going back to Godhead. There are two types of animal killers. The soul is also sometimes called the animal or the living being. Therefore, both the slaughterer of animals as well as those who have lost their identity of soul are animal killers. Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारक जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. It was around 95. In US, a kind of a revolution started. It's a religious revolution. A new ideological thought was prominent. People were thinking, people always wanted to look something new. This is what generally we can observe wherever the lot of development is there, lot of so-called development. People will quickly get upset, disappointed, or what you can say, they will won't be get satisfied by that. They want something new, want to explore something. So in America in 1995, similar kind of situation, people wanted to looking for something new which satisfy their inner self. So there is a religionist, a saintly person, of course is not a true saint, who has his own ideas, thoughts. So he has some understanding about science, he has some understanding about some religion, spirituality, his own understanding. So he started propagating his own teachings, and that was very widely spread, and many people got attracted towards that. What was the name of the religion or the movement he started? It's called as Heaven's Gate. So what was his idea? See, this world is very all miserable, lot of problems. So I will take you to the heaven. So our movement is a gate for heaven, Heaven's Gate. So once you come to our movement, you are standing in front of the gate. So then just you have to open the doors. So that was his principles. That was his objective. So they were having the principles. Their understanding was this human body is a one medium. It is one container. It is one vehicle. Through this vehicle, you can go anywhere. It's your choice. So you have to use this vehicle to go to other places. And not only that, you have to go to the higher place. You have to go to the place which is better, higher in existence, higher in consciousness. And how it happens? When you follow this Heaven's Gate movement, at some point of time, you will acquire powers. You will acquire a lot of a kind of an energy. So because of your energy, what will happen? A spaceship will come from somewhere higher planetary system. A spaceship will come, land in front of you, and you can climb the spaceship and you will fly, go up. So that was his understanding. Looks like nicely copied from Bhagavatam with his own understanding, adding his own perception. And how we got all these ideas? We got all these ideas from science fiction and some religious books which he read. He read and he understood and propagated, and this was very appealing to people. People are God, oh yes, really. And he was a very good speaker, very good, used to motivate people. His name is Marshall Applewhite. Marshall Applewhite was his name. So he used to speak in such a way, whatever he says, immediately the people who are listening to him, they should feel that, hey, I should do immediately. Immediately I should do. I should not resist. That's why his nickname was Do. People used to call him as Mr. Do. Anything he says, immediately people will do. Such a powerful speaker he was. So then, at one point of time, it was a time around, even at year 99 also, around between this kind of rumors were spreading everywhere. People were having a fear. The fear was, soon the world coming to an end. What is that? Year is 1999. जैसा 1999 का दिसंबर 31 12 बजेगा, बस 2000 नहीं देखेंगे, प्रलय हो जाएगा पूरा. So that was a fear. Really, we were in fearful whether we are going to see the January 1st or not. So similar kind of a thought happened in 1997 also. So in 1997 March, what happened? There was one comet which comes once in some 144 years. It's very bright, luminous, and very big comet. It circulates and it comes something once in a 144 years closer to Earth. So the comet was Hale-Bopp comet. Famous comet, it's a very big comet. So in 1997 March, all scientists were also scared, afraid. This comet is almost coming closer to Earth. What if it enters Earth's climate? It comes and hits the Earth, then entire life will go. No entire creation will go off. So this was a fear. So then this Marshall Applewhite called all these people. See, now the world is going to coming to an end. So this is the last, only 3 days are left now. So after 3 days, Hale-Bopp comet is going to come and hit the Earth, and going to, entire creation is going to, we're going to lose, everything is going to destroy. So now it's a time for us, we should fly off to different planet. So all these followers followed the Mr. Do. They all assembled in San Diego City in US, and 3 days they are preparing, and is giving continuous talks, motivating them. Just like how Parikshit Maharaj was heard 7 days katha, here people were hearing 3 days continuous katha, day and night. So at the end of the 3rd day, what happened? Hale-Bopp comet supposed to come to closer to Earth tomorrow morning, something like that. So on the midnight, all these people were wearing a black clothes, and they were completely listening to him. Practically was hypnotizing all of them. And in front of their tables, cyanide, some poison was kept in front of everyone. And at one point of time he told to them, see, now all of you have to drink this poison which is kept in front of you. As soon as you drink this poison, a spaceship will come from heaven's gate, land in front of you, and you will climb the spaceship, and we will go to the Hale-Bopp, that comet itself. So that is the statement. And as soon as he make the statement, people are all very high energetic. They are eager to go to that comet and drink that poison. And next day morning, all of them were lying dead. This really happened in one of the developed countries called America. So, here in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 7th canto, a wonderful conversation between Narada Muni and Yudhishthira Maharaj. It's a very nice conversation happens. Yudhishthira Maharaj asks many questions and Narada Muni answers. So that's how the conversation, 7th canto begins of explaining about Narada Muni start explaining about Prahlad Maharaj, glories of Prahlad Maharaj, how Prahlad Maharaj appeared and all. In the course of that conversation, Narada Muni explains what is dharma, what is adharma, what is irreligion means what. So he explains there are 5 branches of irreligion. It's very important for us to know these branches of irreligion. In that, he first explains the first kind of irreligion is called Vidharma. What is this Vidharma? Vidharma means a fashionable ideas. Something very new, exact, which enthusing, lot of exaggeration, and some such fashionable ideas which comes in society. Looks like very, very, oh, so hopeful, so nice. And many people will propagate that. So such ideas, such concepts, which take people away from one's own religion. That what happened in the case of Heaven's Gate. Very fashionable one, something very attractive idea, which has no evidence, no support of Shastra or any Parampara. So, many times in a media we see a self-styled God man. This term is used in media. What is this self-styled God man? Self-styled God man means the man who claims to be a very powerful person like a God or is God representative, and he has his own understanding, he has his own teachings. Those teachings have no connection with any parampara, no bona fide parampara or some gurus. He has no guru. So just he comes and he tells to many people, and many people will get attracted by that self-styled God man. So this Apple White is also a kind of a self-styled God man who came up with such an idea and propagated this Vidharma. Why it is important for us? We think everything is spiritual. Everything is same. Actually, that's why to know the Dharma, one should know Vidharma properly. What is Vidharma? Or what is Adharma? There's another kind of people. They're even more dangerous. Why they are dangerous? They look like they are religious. Because they talk about religion only. They talk about Bhagavad Gita only. No, they don't talk anything else. They talk from Bhagavad Gita, but not which is within Bhagavad Gita. mention some statements. So all of you please hear carefully. I want all of your opinions. I want all of your observations. What is good in that and what is not good in that? This statement is made by one very famous personality while writing commentary on Bhagavad Gita. In his introduction to Bhagavad Gita, he makes this statement. Says, it is a poem describing the struggle between the forces of good and evil in our own souls. What is this? It is a poem describing the struggle between the forces of good and evil in our own souls. Continues, the Bhagavad Gita is not a historical book, is not a historical work. Yes, what is the good in this statement and what is the negative in this statement? Looks like he's appreciating Bhagavad Gita, right? Yes. What is the good in this? Yes, answers please. I am not asking something which you don't know. I am asking you what you know already. I am telling the answer also.
So it looks like the statement is very intellectual. The good and the evil is the same soul, but it looks like intellectual, so it may appeal to some people.
Yes. What is the negative in this statement? Sorry?
It's not historical, it's a fiction.
It's historical. It looks like it's not like, okay, this person is appreciating Bhagavad Gita nicely, we should listen to him, we should follow him. It's actually a coated poison. It's a sugar coated poison. That's why in YouTube, if you open, so many people, so many acharyas are there, so many Jagat Gurus are there, so many Sadgurus are there. They'll all talk about Bhagavad Gita only. But it's a coated poison. Why? Because he's saying that according to this statement, Krishna doesn't exist. There's no sense. Bhagavad Gita is historical. It's not historical. Bhagavad Gita is not a historical one. Krishna is also doesn't exist. It was just one poem. Is that somebody's concoction is Krishna. And this statement was made by famous Mahatma Gandhi in his Anasakta Yoga introduction to Bhagavad Gita. Another statement. Gita is not concerned with Krishna, but with a divine voice speaking through him. Krishna is not concerned with Krishna, but Gita is not concerned with Krishna, but with the divine voice speaking through him. What it means?
Somebody is speaking through body of Krishna.
Somebody is speaking through body of Krishna. So person is so envious. He don't want to accept Krishna is speaking. No, आप नहीं बात कर रहे, आपका अंदर से और कोई बात कर रहा है. I won't accept because I'm envious of you. So actually here in this case, the first statement denies Krishna's existence. Second statement brings Krishna to one of us. Krishna is like also one of us. He is not speaking, somebody is inside him, he is speaking. His and his body is different. This statement is mentioned by the commentary given by one of the famous author, Sarvepalli Radhakrishna. Of course, we have a great respect to these personalities. We respect them, we honor them. Whatever the contributions they have given to society, there's no doubt about that. But thing is, we are concerned about not about a person. We are talking about the philosophy, the matter, subject matter. So, in that conversation, Narada Muni mentions second kind of adharma is what? This is the second kind of adharma, that is called Chala Dharma. Cheating religion. In the name of religion, they are cheating. Chala means cheating. So, actually, what is happening is that they are misinterpreting the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada mentions in the purport, misinterpretation of Bhagavad Gita is a Chala Dharma. When Krishna directly says something and some rascal interprets it to mean something different. Krishna, the author, is mentioning this is what this, clearly, bold letters is mentioning. But why somebody has to mention, interpret it as something else? Why they have to interpret? This is Chala Dharma, a religious system of cheating, a jugglery of words. Even Prabhupada is not commenting on any one person. Prabhupada has a lot of respect to Mahatma Gandhi. Prabhupada has a lot of respect for Sarvepalli Radhakrishna. Prabhupada tried to write a lot of letters and to give a lot of appreciate their work. Even at one point of time, Prabhupada was also part of Gandhi's movement. So here we are not talking against to anyone, but we are talking about the misconception, the seed of misconception which is sowing in the people's mind. Why this misconception is, why you should not take it lightly? This is the seed which can, this is not a seed, actually it's a weed which destroys the Sanatana Dharma. All such weeds, such concepts will grow and finally tell at one point of time, Sanatana Dharma is a one story, fiction. You are all Sanatanis or primitive people. All you are unscientific, illogical. That all starts from all such misinterpretations only. That's why a misinterpretation, why Shastra is telling it is a Chala Dharma, it's a cheating religion. Why? This is the reason. And another kind of Dharma, Narada Muni explains in one of the purport, in the Narada Muni explains this and Srila Prabhupada mentions also, it is even more subtle, even more risky, even more dangerous. This is called Upadharma. What is Upadharma? Dharma which is very closer to dharma, real Dharma, but it's not real Dharma. It looks like, almost looks like virginal. It looks like, almost looks like a virginal, but it is not the virginal. People will come almost close. Most of the Indian society, 90% of the people stuck up at these concepts, and they won't, because they're stuck up, they won't be able to come to the real Dharma. So Prabhupada mentions simple moral instructions are merely sub-religious principles generally known as Upadharma. Some moral instructions they are the sub-religious principles. So people stuck up at those moral principles. They think that itself is everything. For example, many people say, हम हमारा कर्म कर रहे हैं, मंदिर जाने का क्या जरूरत है? It's yes, कर्म करना, it's just yes, it is close to actual religion, but it's not everything. Some people say, प्रभु जी हम पूरा हमारा लाइफ में हमारा अच्छा कर्म किया, हम किसी को कुछ नुकसान नहीं किया, बताइए हमने क्या गलत किया, क्या गलत कर रहे हैं, हम क्यों भगवान का नाम जपना है, हम कर रहे हैं ना अच्छे से, राइट? इट इज उपधर्मा. It is not actual dharma. Another kind of thought comes. Some people are proud of their some activities. I will eat only sattvic food. I mean, what is that? They won't take animal products? Huh? Vegan, yeah. It's like one religion now. People are so proud, I am vegan. Of course, that's good. We'll respect that. But that is not paro dharma. That is not everything. If I become vegan, then everything is done. Perfection of my life is achieved. No, not. Another kind of thing, upadharma comes. Serving some animals, serving dogs, serving some society, some other helping people. People think, oh, I'm helping someone, I'm serving someone. The quality of compassion is appreciated. We're not denying. But beyond that, there is something more need to be done. That's what Shastras cautioning us. Why I'm mentioning this? Because there are in all these concepts, in Upadharma especially, these all things, a great amount of sense gratification is involved in all these activities. Not really, a great amount of sense gratification is involved in that. Suppose I am serving one society, what I want some recognition. Or I want one kind of somebody has to recognize me. So, what is that? That is pampering, increasing this bodily concept of life nicely, massaging the ego. See, why we have to understand all these concepts are there. What is the reason or what is the logic behind these concepts? Even Shastras mention we should Matrudevo Bhava. Some people say, if you are worshipping your parents, taking care, nothing else to be done. Of course, we need to be grateful to our parents, respectful to our parents. We should take care of them. These all things are there. But that is really a parodharma. That is really a topmost dharma. So thing is, why Shastra tells that Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, why Acharya Devo Bhava, why it tells? Because it makes us to, please understand, what is your origin? What is your source? Try to understand your source. So then we go to first level, my first source is mother. Okay, then who is the source of my mother? Her mother, her mother, her mother, her mother. So finally, who is the ultimate source? Yes, I have to be grateful to my parents, but I also have to be grateful to my ultimate source. That's why Shastras brings all these topics. So, without knowing all these, the detailed thing, people get lost in these upadharmas. They think this is our life, this is our everything. And in this case, what will happen? They forget to reach the actual real dharma. So, in this incarnation, the Lord Buddha is also teaching about ahimsa. Can that door be closed, please? So, in this incarnation also, the Lord is teaching about ahimsa. It's a upadharma. It's not ultimate dharma. Even though Buddha teaching says ahimsa paramo dharma, then why Lord is telling something which is not correct? So if you see the verse, This verse says, Sammohaya Suradvisham. What he is doing? Lord is cheating, deluding. Whom? Suradvisham. The people who are against to the Devatas. So, as we read in the purport, at that point of time when Buddha, 2600 years before, the entire in the earth, it was the Kali Yuga's beginning time, the animal killing was very rampant. Almost every temple was converted into as one slaughterhouse. Some weeks before, some months before, we happened to visit one place in Nepal. So that is one Devi Mandir, very famous Devi Mandir of that place. So then it was a long queue, very long queue. So almost for several kilometers we can say. And we went to see, of course it was a very long queue, we came back. And in the long queue, what people were doing? People were holding that goat. Somebody is holding goat, somebody is putting bag in the bag that hen. So it's a long queue. So then we saw what would be the situation in the temple of. We understood and we did not stand in a queue. So practically, temples were turned into slaughterhouses. Why? People want to offer and not offer, they want to cut that animal and they want to eat for their gratification. So, at that time, the Lord Buddha appeared, so he taught about this ahimsa, non-violence. Because if people are violent, they cannot understand spirituality. That's why one of the principles says no meat eating. Why? Meat eaters cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. Of course, if you have a previous habit, so if you come in touch with Krishna consciousness, if you leave, that's okay. But it cannot go hand in hand. Okay, I will eat meat also, I will become spiritual also. There are many spiritual organizations. Yes, you offer and eat meat and read Bhagavad Gita. There are many spiritualists also mention, if you don't eat meat, how will you get the strength to become practice spirituality? Eat meat, more strong. So such philosophies also is there, but as per the Vedas, if you are now violent, you cannot understand Atma. You cannot understand, because to understand Atma, that soft-heartedness is required. So, here another important thing is the Lord Buddha appeared 2600 years before around. Still now we read about many incarnations. So in all those incarnations, Bhagavatam is describing it has happened. Now Bhagavatam is describing is going to happen. That's why it's mentioning Bhavishyati. It's going to happen in the future. So Bhagavatam mentioned 5000 years before. And that is also with lot of details, location, where it happens, Kikateshu. So in those times, this Nepal, Bihar and all this area was called as Kikatadesha. So that's why it's mentioned as Kikateshu. It was a one country. Nepal was not a separate country. And who is his mother? His mother is Anjana Sutta, Anjana. So if we open, Google it, it is mentioned who is the mother of Buddha? Who is the mother of Buddha? Who is the father of Buddha? Maya Devi, right? Then why it is mentioning as Anjana Sutta? So actually, Anjana Maya Devi has two names. Maya Devi's father was Anjan, King Anjana. So she was a daughter of King Anjana, that's why she got a name called Anjana. See how the perfect are the Shastras. Even in what is going to happen thousands of years before is already recorded, documented in Srimad Bhagavatam. So what is going to happen at the end of Kali Yuga, that is also already documented. So this is how the Shastras perfectly tell about incarnations of the Lord. So even the Lord told about this Upadharma, later same Lord, same Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and gave the topmost dharma, real dharma. So actually it's an evolution of philosophy. The first Buddha came and taught the basic principle of ahimsa. Then Shankaracharya comes and brings to the next level. He asks them to come, he brings to the level of Brahman, your Atma. And then again, Madhvacharya comes, Ramanujacharya comes, and he tells about, no, you not only Brahman exists, there is a Paramatma also exists, Dvaityavada. Then again, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and gives the true religion and ultimate philosophy of Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva, where he says Atma and Paramatma are one and same time they are different. So what is real dharma? So in the 6th canto, in the conversation between Yamadutas and Yamadharmaraj, this understanding comes out. What is real dharma? Because Yamadutas goes to capture Ajamila with a very sinner, great sinner, because they thought we should take him to the Yamaraj for punishment. But at the last moment of his life, Ajamila chants the holy name of Narayana. And as soon as he chants the holy name of Narayana, Vishnu Dutas appears. And Vishnu Dutas stops Yamadutas. No, you cannot take him. Then Yamadutas and Vishnu Dutas had a debate, had a discussion, argument, counter argument. Finally, the Yamadutas comes to the Yamaraj and they ask Yamaraj, what is this dharma? What is the religion? At that time, Yamaraj gives very interesting answer. He says, this principle of dharma cannot be understood even by great sages, great munis, even devatas, great leaders of Siddhaloka. For them also difficult to understand. Then what about in normal human beings? What about in demonic people? What they can understand about dharma? It's a very complex subject matter. So who can understand them? Or what is that actually? Dharma is a religious principles are enacted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He simplifies and tells, simple thing is, Dharmam Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Whatever Supreme Lord, he tells, that is Paro Dharma, that is actual religion. So we should not get carried away by some people's words. We should see what Lord is mentioning here. Then who knows these principles? Who can correctly explain these principles to us? Okay, God explained, but who is the person who can explain us to correctly? Who can explain to us correctly? Then next verse it tells about 12 Mahajanas. who have understood these principles and who were authorized to preach in this material world. Who are the Mahajanas? Who are the Mahajanas? Yes, please tell. Prahlad, Bali Maharaj, Narada Muni, Yamaraj, Lord Shiva, Bhishmadev. Yes, right. Like there are 12 Mahajanas out there. Then he says, my dear servant, these transcendental religious principle, which is known as Bhagavata Dharma. So what is this Dharma? This Dharma is surrender unto Supreme Lord. And love for Him is called the Parodharma, is Dharma. See, when we talk about Vidharma or Chaladharma or any of these dharmas, Upadharmas, what is what? By following Chaladharma or Vidharma or the Upadharmas, we never able to reach this point. In our own cases, if we see in our own lives, we used to follow many these Upadharma or Chaladharmas, never we came to understanding of we have to surrender to Krishna. Why? That's why this is a misleading the society, misleading the humanity. So then he says, it is very confidential and difficult for an ordinary man to understand. But if by chance, if one understands him, he is immediately liberated. If anyone understands what is Dharma, he is immediately liberated. This is a statement by Yamaraja. Then further he tells, he simplifies. Okay, you understood, we have to surrender, we have to love the God. But how to surrender to God? Or how to love God? He says immediately, devotional service. Beginning with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is the ultimate religious principle for the living entity in human society. He immediately explains how to execute that. That is devotional service. No other, no confusion, no other here and there. Direct, clear answer by Yamaraja. Devotional service. And in devotional service, what is the first? How to begin? Begin with chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then you may ask a question, I am not qualified, I am a sinner, then a lot of sinful activities, how I can chant? The next verse immediately says, this is the only process recommended for relief from sinful reactions. If you are more sinful, what you have to do? Chant more. People are afraid, no, book distribution when you go to is a normal experience. No, हम touch नहीं करेंगे, क्यों हम कुछ खा के आए? आज नहीं touch करेंगे. Right? Why? Because they are feeling, oh, I had something sinful, so I should not touch. I am contaminated now. No, if you are contaminated, you should touch more. You touch immediately. Right? So, Ajamila, for example, was extremely sinful, but while dying, he merely chanted the holy name, and although calling his son, he achieved complete liberation because he remembered the name of Narayana. So then next verse says, even the process was so simple, why all cannot take up this? So simple, what do you have to do? Just chant, no qualification. See, in all other, some people they want to recruit, all companies want best people. But the Nama Prabhu is so merciful, he wants most sinful people, most worst people, most degraded people. He is ready to recruit all of them. So why everyone cannot, still why cannot take up? Because they are bewildered by illusory energy of the Lord. Because of the bewildered, they stuck up at some rituals, upadharma. Somebody bewildered at different intellectual thoughts, chaladharma. Oh, this speaker is speaking so nicely about Bhagavad Gita. That is chaladharma. So, then further Yamaraj concludes what he tells. The people who are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, who are the Vaishnavas, they won't come under my jurisdiction. They won't come under my jurisdiction. See what a power, how powerful is Hare Krishna. Yamaraj cannot touch them. And further, what he tells, he gives caution to Yamadutas. Generally, everyone is cautioned by Yamadutas. Right? Now, Yamaraj is giving caution. By mistakenly also don't go to Vaishnava's house. गलती से भी वैष्णव का घर पे आप जाना मत. क्यों? Vishnu is protecting them with his gada. Whoever is chanting Vishnu's names, Krishna's names, what Vishnu is doing? Vishnu is giving protection by holding gada. And if anyone goes, Yamadutas goes, immediately Vishnu will punish them. Vishnu will beat them. So that is the statement. He is saying, please do not even go near them. आस पास कहीं वैष्णव है उधर जाइए मत. They are always protected by the club of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what he says further, even more interesting. Therefore, Lord Brahma and even the time factor cannot chastise them. Even Brahma cannot chastise Vaishnavas. Time cannot chastise Vaishnavas. Time is even powerful than Brahma. At one point of time, Brahma has to surrender to time. But the time also cannot chastise Vaishnavas. So this is the power of following the topmost dharma. This following of topmost dharma, everyone has a right for it. Every living entity in this planet is eligible for it. That's why Prabhupada, out of compassion, saying this, everyone capable, everyone is eligible for it. But these people who are spreading chaladharma and vidharma, they are spoiling their path for liberation. Actually, most of this such a philosophies is not a heaven's gate, it's a hell's gate. It's opening a door for the hell. So, in this case, here even if you see, we are more fortunate than Ajamila. In case of Ajamila, Vishnu Dutas came from Vaikuntha. After, when Ajamila called purely Narayana, in a pure consciousness he called. In our case, even though we did not call purely, or we have forgotten Krishna, so Krishna has sent his messenger, Krishna Duta, Srila Prabhupada, for us. Vishnu Dutas appeared in front of Ajamila. Ajamila was done some devotional service, pure devotional service in his previous, in early life. He chanted purely. But Prabhupada chose to be appear in front of the sinners. The people who deny the existence of God, people who have forgotten about God, in the middle of them, Srila Prabhupada appears. And make them remember Krishna, give remembrance of Krishna to all of them, for all of us. Not only that, in case of Vishnudas just came, had a discussion and saved him and went back. But in case of Prabhupada continuously guiding every his disciple. 24/7. The person who is a sincere, he can see Prabhupada's hand in every step of his life. Today I am here, today I am able to understand this, today I am able to get some prasadam, today I am able to get some Vaishnava association. All this, every step we see how Prabhupada is holding the hand and taking us forward. In one sense, we are more fortunate than those that Ajamila. Because we have Prabhupada is mentioned that Krishna Kripa Murti. What a beautiful appropriate glorification for Prabhupada. Is just his body is not some body normal. Is a Kripa Murti. Is every some little inch of his body is filled with what? Kripa, mercy, compassion, causeless compassion. Why we come and touch the feet? We are taking that compassion. We are taking that mercy. So, that's why we should not ignore this opportunity of embracing devotional service seriously. There are many obstacles, challenges will be there. These are very, very minor. These all obstacles, problems, we are facing many lives previous also. Every now and then we are getting kicked by Maya. Many lives we have a very nice kicks. So now we have an option. I want kicked by Maya, or I should choose, no, I don't want Maya by kicks by Maya. Okay, Prabhupada can kick me. Any difficulties in devotional service, consider as a kick of Prabhupada. So, choice with us. It's a fortune. Finally, I'm ending. It says, unquote, fortune always favors the brave. Fortune always favors the brave and never helps a man who does not help himself. Never helps the man who does not help himself. Now the fortune is in front of us. What to do? We have to become little brave to follow his instructions. Okay? Srila Prabhupada ki